Let's talk about the future trends that are now ever so present in the job space. I think one of the most important one is going to be sustainability, because it really transpires over so many functions. Whether you're in AI, or if you're in IT, or if you're in finance, or in engineering, product, if you're in communications and marketing and branding, it will affect you. So I think it's important to identify those trends so that you can be ahead of the game and protect your career and basically future-proof yourself for the next decade. So what is sustainability and what are we talking about? Sustainability is all about, yes, profitability, but also about making sure that you are green and clean in whatever aspect you're developing your products in a way that is responsible. And also we want to make sure that you have the people component, the social component factored into this equation. So the future is going to be sustainable, hopefully. And how is this going to affect you? It's going to affect you if you're in IT, because you're going to have to process so much data points to determine whether or not a company is sustainable or isn't. It's going to affect you if you're in communications or in marketing, because you're going to have to transfer the vision to drive this across the company and make sure that people, your clients, your customers understand how sustainable you are or aren't. Well, hopefully you will be conveying the message of sustainability to your users. It's going to affect you if you're in finance. Impact investing is ever so trendy and present. It's going to affect you if you're in product engineering, because you're going to have to look at your value chain, your supply chain, understanding how sustainable we are, not just as a, sustainability factor. Like I said, has three aspects to it. The tripod is people, planet, and profit. Again, how are we benchmarking ourselves against those three important aspects of sustainability? It's going to impact you if you're in branding, because people are looking at packaging, they're looking at your products, how are you promoting them, how do they look on the shelf? And I think more and more consumers and users are expecting companies to be responsible throughout their whole value chain, and not just at the end of the day with the packaging, right? Green, brown, responsible products. We will also see an impact in compliance. If you are in compliance, you're going to be impacted, of course, because you're going to have to understand what components are going to make for a company being sustainable or not sustainable. So you're going to have to identify whether a company has met the standards or not. I'm going to quote here Dr. Gunther, a lawyer that I have met. He's quite influent in the Swiss space, and he said, the future is decentralized, and we've seen this in DeFi, but it must be circular. So let's look at this for a second. I think you can follow here the presentation that I've put together. You want to be doing well by doing good. So sustainability, like I said, is a tripod divided in three pillars. You have the people, the planet, and the profitability aspect. How does this fit in your function? How does this fit in your company? Demands, a lot. Sustainability wants your company to measure social, environmental impact instead of simply talking about profitability. We need to factor in all these different aspects now to see how long-term we are, how future-proofed we are. We want to recognize the financial benefits of committing to sustainability, because it can be profitable as well as environmentally friendly and socially impactful. You want to be doing the right thing and making money at the same time. And you, as a professional, you will have to factor this in. And like I said, it will impact so many different job functions. It's a win-win-win for you, for your client, and for the planet. Sustainability is the path with no return that will keep you relevant and trendy, develop longevity for your career and for your company. One of the things that I see, the creation of new careers, the creation of new job functions. And now you have, 10 years ago, you didn't have a chief data officer, and now you're seeing things like chief sustainability officer, chief remote officer, because these functions are evolving with the new trends, the new realities, the new balance that we're finding in the job market, and you will see more and more of this going forward. Professionals who incorporate this trend, they will be differentiated. They will be in a position of advantage over those people who don't have that in their profile. So you will see greater efficiency, you're going to be more competitive, and you're going to be more innovative as a person, as a company. Also, you're going to be long-term oriented, future-proofed. You can strategize your career looking at ways to position yourself in a way that will promote the sustainability agenda. And like I said, it will permeate so many different functions. Now, economically, it will also affect us. Like I said, the future is decentralized, but must be circular. How do companies take care of their assets? And I mean by asset, not just their equipment, but also their people. So how do you invest in your people? How do you invest in your equipment? How do you manage your supply chain? And there's a certain level of transparency, of authenticity that is being required now by so many different regulators, and also by your consumers, by your users. Impact investing is also very trendy. If you work in finance, you will obviously see this trend coming up. Before it was just, one of our products, and now it's the way we invest. They are now looking at investments that are, and by they I mean investors, they're looking at investments that are long-term, future-proofed, and are sustainable. And I think companies that have, it's actually a profitable venture to adhere to those sustainability principles, because it will make you more attractive to investors. You probably heard of the term ESG, so environmental, social, and corporate governance. This is also similar to when you talk about impact investing or responsible investments. These are all similar trends, and they define companies or the institutions that are adhering to those principles. So look for those key terms and look for those certifications, look for those companies that have already understood that investing in those trends will future-proof them and give them longevity in the job market. Now, sustainability for the next 2 decades, I am really betting on it. If you are trying to future-proof yourself, I think this would be the smartest move. And I listed some of them for you here, but essentially the message is profit is not the main goal. At the end of the day, it's how do you manage your waste? How do you manage the resources that you have? And by resources, I'm talking also about your people. So how much focus do you have on that circular aspect of your value chain? It's not always about how much profit you can make, how much scale, right? It's not about how fast you can grow, but it's more about the less waste, the less resources you use to achieve the same outcomes. It's about how optimized you are in your value chain, in your supply chain. It's about how much resources you're able to spare and how much you use to achieve. The quality has to be maintained, but it's about delivering with the same amount of quality, but less resources, optimizing all of your processes. Essentially, improving your processes, optimizing your value chain will also benefit your employees and raise the well-being of your staff. So all of this together will define whether or not you have achieved that level of sustainability, longevity, and long-term orientation. When we talk together on the coaching call, I want to identify how you can redefine your career so that you can orient it towards this trend. First, identifying how much sustainability have you already implemented in your career, in your journey, and how you can help companies develop their sustainability agenda, because that will make you that much more attractive to employers. So I'll see you soon.